You think you know the Taj Mahal, right? That perfect, gleaming white marble building, one of the most beautiful on earth? But what if I told you that behind that famous facade is a story packed with secrets, mind-bending illusions, and a love so intense it nearly brought down an entire empire?
What if, from the very first moment you lay eyes on it, the Taj Mahal is designed to fool you, to literally play tricks with your perception of reality in a way that feels almost like magic?
If that sounds like your kind of thing, go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. All right, let's dive in.
Okay, so the architectural genius here starts way before you even get near the main building. It actually begins at the main gate with this incredible trick designed to just, well, to blow your mind.
So when you first see the Taj Mahal perfectly framed in that main archway, it looks massive, right? It fills the whole space. But then, as you start walking closer, something impossible happens. It actually seems to get smaller, not bigger. It's this breathtaking optical illusion that makes you feel like you're stepping into another world. And the illusions don't stop there, not by a long shot. See those four towers, the minarets at the corners? Well, they're not perfectly straight. They actually lean outwards just a tiny bit. And this was done for two absolutely brilliant reasons. First, it's another optical trick. From the ground, it makes them look perfectly straight. And second, and this is genius, if there was ever a massive earthquake, they would fall away from the main tomb, protecting it. I mean, how incredible is that foresight? So why? Why go to all this incredible trouble? All these illusions and hidden design tricks? Well, behind all the math and engineering is one of the most powerful and honestly tragic love stories in all of history. It all started when a young prince, who would later become the great emperor Shah Jahan, fell head over heels in love with a girl named Mumtaz Mahal. They were totally inseparable. But their story took a devastating turn when Mumtaz died, giving birth to their 14th child. The emperor was just completely shattered. The legend goes that on her deathbed, Mumtaz asked her husband for one last thing, to build her a tomb so beautiful that the world would remember their love forever. Shah Jahan, completely lost in his grief, made that promise his entire reason for living. But here's the thing. Turning that dream into a reality was a monumental challenge. Shah Jahan picked this beautiful spot for the tomb, right on the banks of the Yamuna River. Aesthetically, it was perfect, but from an engineering standpoint, it was an absolute nightmare. I mean, just think about it for a second. The ground there was soft, it was muddy, it was completely unstable. How in the world could you possibly build a foundation strong enough to hold up thousands and thousands of tons of marble without it just sinking into the mud? Well, the Mughal engineers came up with a solution so brilliant that it's still holding strong today. First, they dug a series of incredibly deep wells, digging and digging until they hit solid, stable ground. Then, they filled those walls all the way up with rock and rubble, basically creating these massive man-made pillars deep underground. The entire foundation of the Taj Mahal rests on top of those pillars. It's a rock-solid base built on, well, mud. Just think about that. From the first shovel in the ground to the final polish, the whole project took a staggering 22 years to finish. And it took an army to build it. We're talking about 20,000 artisans, craftsmen, and laborers brought in from all over the empire. So, what would that cost today? Well, estimates put the final price tag at over $1 billion US. Just wow. Okay, so the foundation is solid, the structure's up, but now came the really hard part, making it the most beautiful tomb in the world. And this is where we find some of the coolest secrets hidden right there in plain sight. You know all those beautiful flowers and intricate patterns on the walls? That's not paint. It's an unbelievably detailed art form called pietra dura. Craftsmen would take tiny pieces of semi-precious stones. We're talking jade, lapis lazuli, turquoise, and they would cut and shape them by hand to fit perfectly into the marble. They were literally painting with jewels. So what did they use to hold these priceless little stones in place for over 400 years? Some kind of lost, ancient superglue, right? Nope. It was actually a special glue made from some surprisingly simple stuff. Analysis shows it was a mix of a sugar syrup, like molasses, some lemon juice, and marble powder. A recipe so good, they still use it for restoration work today. But maybe the most magical secret is the marble itself. It's this special kind of marble that has a really high crystal content. And what that means is that it plays with sunlight in the most incredible way. The Taj Mahal actually changes color all day long. It's pinkish at sunrise, a brilliant, almost blinding white at noon, and then a fiery gold at sunset. It makes the whole building feel like it's alive.
The Taj Mahal was finished. It was perfect, a monument to a love that would never die. But the story doesn't end there, and for the man who poured his soul into building it, the final chapter is just unbelievably sad. You see, the cost of building the Taj Mahal was astronomical. It basically drained the entire royal treasury. It pushed one of the wealthiest empires on the planet at the time to the absolute brink of financial collapse. Just 4 years after his life's work was finally done, Shah Jahan was overthrown by his own son. He was declared unfit to rule basically because his obsessive spending on the tomb was bankrupting the empire. He was thrown in prison. For the last 8 years of his life, Shah Jahan was a prisoner in the nearby Agra fort. And his only comfort, his only connection to his wife, was a small window. From that window, he could just gaze across the river at the Taj Mahal, the magnificent tomb he built for his love, a place he could never, ever visit again. So when you look at the Taj Mahal, what do you really see? Is it the ultimate symbol of love, a promise that was kept no matter the cost? Or is it a monument to an obsession, a grief so powerful it cost an emperor his throne and an empire its fortune? The answer, I guess, is carved somewhere in the stone. If you thought these secrets were fascinating, just wait until you see what we're uncovering inside the Great Pyramids of Giza. You are not going to want to miss that. We'll see you in the next explainer.